just going to pause right now and just enjoy this moment as I can, because it's been a long time since I had this particular person on the show. So I'm just going to savor it if you would allow me.
A moment of silence.
We're at the Wrestling Collector here in New Jersey, and I'm here with none other than Santana Garrett. Santana, it has been way too long since I've last seen you again, but you know what? For good reason. You got married.
I did.
How's married life been treating you?
It's great. My husband's
Are you
so
just saying that?
No, he is.
A lot of people say that.
No, I know, but he's a catch. But you know what? My fans probably don't even want to know about my husband. But
Well, I do. This is my
your-
interview.
yeah,
This is my
that's
interview.
right.
You guys enjoy it vicariously through me. No,
I care.
because I'm so happy for you when I found out the news, and you're just glowing like you always do. And when you found out, I mean, it was like what, maybe a couple of months before it was actually happening. Because the last time we spoke to was actually in Chicago for All In.
Yes.
So that was quite a while ago.
Wow, it has been a while since I've seen you guys.
And the landscape's changed a lot.
Yes.
You've done a lot. WWE, now AEW, and now going back and forth and doing things like signings here too. So for looking back at everything you've done now, it's kind of surreal, like a whirlwind, and all that stuff you had accomplished since the last time we spoke.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty wild. It's definitely been a whirlwind, and I'm very grateful for every opportunity that's come my way, and I'm just continuing to get out there and shine.
So we spoke before too, in terms of you had done so much since All In when we last saw you. I mean, the landscape of wrestling had changed dramatically. I mean, AEW had not even existed at that point just yet, but then you had gone to NXT. You got signed by WWE, went up to the main roster, and faced various talents there, and also worked for AEW. What would you say be the constant contrast between environment in terms of locker room styles when you go to WWE compared to you being in AEW?
For me personally, I never have had an issue in any locker room I've ever been in. Well, I'm totally lying. But between the two, between WWE and AEW, I've had no problems.
The environment has to be somewhat different, though. Or is it kind of just amongst everyone? Everyone's kind of acts the same, no matter where you go.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I really, for me, there's been no difference. I know a lot of people that's not the story, but for me, I mean, I try so hard to stay out of the drama and just focus on myself and what I have to do, my opponent, my match, and just do my job.
And you do your job really well, but just going from the WWE standpoint, in NXT there's a regimen, you're going through a schedule, and things are scheduled out for you. Now you're in control of your schedule again. Is that a little bit more liberating? Do you enjoy that more? Or did you like the regimen that you were on before, when everything was kind of planned out for you?
So I do like the freedom. However, for me personally, I like structure. So I like having a schedule. I like to know that, okay, you've got to work out at this time. You've got promos at this time. I do enjoy that just because of my personality. I'm all over the place, and I will do a million things that aren't on my to-do list, and then eventually get to what I need to really do. So I like structure.
Now, during the whole situation, COVID had happened. I don't know how it affected you personally, but I know in wrestling everything was shut down, so you would have shows but with no audience out there.
Oh my gosh.
How weird of a dynamic was that from a talent standpoint to kind of even direct yourself in terms of not putting a match together, but also kind of just reacting to nobody there?
Right. It was so awkward. I can't even tell you, especially shortly after COVID hit, we were super limited. There were no, our fellow employees weren't in the audience. It was literally me, my opponent, the camera guy, and the referee, and that was it. And it just felt so wrong. So very awkward. And then, they brought talent in to kind of be the crowd and stand around the ring, which it makes a heck of a difference because, we feed off of the energy from the crowd. And if you don't have that, I don't know. You just need that motivation to make the match that much more meaningful.
No, definitely. And again, from a standpoint of us watching it, you love to hear that reaction,
right.
that comeback, that feeling of the crowd going ooh and ah and at the edge of their seat. You miss that from a fan's perspective.
Getting into it,
exactly.
right?
You're getting into it as well. But one final thing I wanted to ask you, though, and I thank you so much for your time, is the mere fact that now that we're back kind of to normalcy, too, how much did you miss it? The interaction with the audience, hearing that crowd, seeing your fans come up to you and, continually showing you the support they've had for all these years. How's it been like for you meeting the fans again?
A game changer. I've always been a people person. It's always been my favorite thing to do, the meet and greets and whatnot, and that interaction.
Have you seen some familiar faces too? Like return back, you know. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm bad with names, but I can see people like, oh, I haven't seen you in a long
Yeah,
time.
no.
I remember
I was
you.
staring at you guys over there. I'm like, I never forget a face. Like even today, doing the signing, I'm like, people with masks on. I'm like, I know you, and I can sometimes pinpoint like you're from this time period or this like region, but and so yeah. Can't forget a face.
Can't forget me.
The names, though, sometimes it's a little tricky.
Luckily with Santana, you can't forget her face or her name, because how could you? Again, it's always been a pleasure. Enjoyed talking to Santana.
Thank
always
you.
have enjoyed
Let's
talking
not
up.
wait 4 years to do this again. Gosh
No,
darn
let's
it.
not. Jeez, hopefully
Okay.
COVID doesn't happen again.
Do not put
but
that out in the universe.
no, well, I think it's already out there.
Okay.
But anyway, it won't affect us though. Here we are at the Wrestling Collector here in New Jersey with Santana Garrett. I must bid you all now adieu.